Hello, I'm Karen.
Hi, Karen. I hope it isn't like a Karen, you know. Anyway, hi. Today, we are watching a true story animation, which is supposedly meant to be people's true stories that are animated. However, I find that very hard to believe because some of them are a little wild. Anyway, Karen is apparently allergic to the cold, and this video has a very interesting thumbnail of her breasticles frozen. So, I had to find out what this was all about. Let's take a look.
And today I'll share with you how my disease complicated my life and got me in trouble. But before I move on, like the video and hit the subscribe button with the notification bell.
You should like the video and hit the subscribe button. Thank you, Karen.
You'll get taller by 5 inches tomorrow.
That would make me 5'11". That would make me taller than my boyfriend. I'll pass, actually.
Sierra and I have been best friends since kindergarten.
All of these stories start out with someone with a best friend who is like hotter than them. I don't get it. I also don't get why these characters have such large memories. I think it's for the male audience.
We used to do everything together. And by everything, I literally...
How is this allowed?
She was also the only one who knew about my cold allergy. At the age of 5, I was diagnosed with a rare disease called cold urticaria, which means that I get a severe skin rash whenever I get exposed to cold.
Interesting. I'm Googling this. I'm seeing if it's real, and if it's not real, then I have a free pass to make fun of her. Cold urticaria. Wow. Interesting. Oh my god. So the picture is literally like, I don't know what I'm showing you, you can't see it. Wait, this is so weird. So her disease she has is called cold urticaria. I also have, well, I was diagnosed and it's never like came up again since I was probably like 11. This skin condition called urticaria where basically you get like skin hives. And my body was basically covered in these hives one time when I was like 11, and it was really disturbing. And there's a photo of me, which is my Twitter header, with ointment all over my body because I had an allergic reaction. And then the doctor told me I had that. So this is interesting.
I couldn't enjoy eating ice cream or drinking ice smoothies, so my body temperature wouldn't go down. And in winter, I had to wear multiple layers.
Sucks.
I always looked like a giant bear with my super huge raincoats. I also couldn't enjoy playing in the snow, and Sierra would always come to my house and spend time with me inside. She was the best.
Sarah really do be the best, and also that wink, I'm starting to feel like maybe there's a little bit more to their friendship.
However, that all changed when we got to high school. Sierra came from a rich family. Her dad owns a chain of fast food restaurants across the country. My parents, on the other hand, were both teachers. They barely made it from month to month. When students knew that she was rich, they all wanted to become friends with her. Guys wanted to invite her to their activities, and boys wanted to date her.
Why do all stories start with, I'm poor?
I have a rich best friend though.
Oh wait, now she's really popular. She doesn't want to be friends with me anymore. Boring.
But they always invited her alone. No one wanted me to join. One time, Alice, one of the most popular girls,
I hate you, Alice. I hate her already.
invited Sierra to her birthday party. And then she added, "The invitation is for you only."
People don't do that in real life.
It's an exclusive party, you know. I knew that she wanted to get under my skin with that comment, but I couldn't care less. I told Sierra to go. I didn't like Alice anyway.
Yeah, stupid Alice.
And we stopped seeing each other as much. Then something unexpected happened during chemistry class. The teacher assigned all the students to work in pairs. I had to work with Hudson, the hottest boy at school.
Hudson, the hottest boy in school. What are the chances that Hudson's like,
Yo, can you set me up with Alice?
He was the captain of the football team. Hudson and I started working on the project together, but soon enough, he confessed his feelings for me. And we started dating.
Yeah, I don't know why they're making her seem like this like unpopular, ugly troll because she's cute.
He cared for me so much that he came to drive me to school
he
every day.
He looks like Kayla's.
For the first time in my
Hudson
life,
kind of
I
looks like
felt like a
Kayla's.
princess. But somehow, Sierra didn't like that. When she saw me walking
Shut
hand
up,
in hand
Sierra.
with Hudson, she was surprised. She came rushing and asked, "Are you two a couple?" I answered happily, "Yes, I haven't had the chance to tell you because you seem always busy."
And like you don't care about me anymore because you're way too popular with me, but guess what? I'm dating Hudson. Ha.
How about we all go for dinner together? Sierra added with a strange look. Sure, I'd love to get to know my best friend's BF.
Sure, I'd love to get to know my best friend's BF. Why did we go look like that?
I smiled, and we agreed to meet at this fast food restaurant. But the moment we walked in, Sierra had a disgusted look on her face and said, "I can't eat here. Let's go to another restaurant. I'll pay." I didn't like it, but I said nothing because Hudson didn't seem to mind.
You're already there.
But things like this kept happening. Whenever the three of us were hanging out, Sierra would pick the most expensive place of all and pay for us all. Hudson liked it, but I was embarrassed and hurt by her way of showing off her money. So I stopped inviting her to hang out with us.
Stupid Alice, go away, stupid jealous Alice.
And she wanted to do something extravagant. She booked an exclusive ski trip, hotel, and plane tickets and invited her closest friends, including Hudson and I, for free.
That's pretty solid and cute. I don't get how that could be backhanded. I don't understand.
Oh, Karen, sorry if you can't make it. I had a feeling that she did that on purpose, so I responded, "Oh, don't worry, I'm coming." My parents freaked out.
Wait, she's allergic to the cold, I forgot. This is gonna be interesting.
Being in cold weather would definitely increase my rash and all my body would be swollen, but I didn't care.
Facts.
I didn't want to leave Hudson and Sierra alone for 4 days.
If you can't trust your boyfriend to be around someone else, then you got another thing coming. And that is that you should probably just leave. Because if they're automatically gonna cheat on you just because they are around another female for 4 days who may or may not like them, you shouldn't be dating them.
I wish I didn't. I spent all my time in the hotel. I couldn't go outside.
Aww.
Hudson asked me multiple times,
I feel so
"Come
sad
with us,
for
I'll
her."
teach you how to ski." But I had to lie and say, "I don't like skiing. I prefer reading."
It's not like a really weird condition. It's not like she has like, I don't know, some kind of STD. Like she just gets a rash in the cold. It's not like she can't tell him that.
Go have fun, and I'll wait for you here. Hudson and Sierra stayed together all the time.
Stupid Sierra. Her name's Sierra. I thought her name was Alice. Oh, okay.
On Instagram and Snapchat, and I felt my blood boil. On the last day of the trip, however,
Punch Sierra.
while I was having coffee in the hotel's lobby,
B-word.
I saw Sierra and Hudson kiss outside in the snow. I couldn't believe my eyes, but I
What?
wasn't imagining things.
Did their mouths? What the frick is that? I would leave, honestly, right there. And yes, get out.
I couldn't contain myself. I just gave up, ignoring all the alarms going through my head. I screamed at them, "What the hell is this?"
What the hell is this? I'm sorry. It's not funny. He was startled.
Twisted smile on her face, and she said, "You don't deserve him. You can't even join his activity. You're also a freak."
Why did she just turn into an old man?
Snow with her hands, and she threw it on my face. I was shocked to hear Sierra say such awful things.
Why
It
did
took
Sierra
seconds for
turn
the
such
rash
into
to
a
pop and
B
then
word?
cover all over my body. I was swollen, and then I passed out. I woke up in the hospital.
And you know what? I would get Sierra arrested for attempted murder. I would not be playing around. I would whip out the lawyers instantaneously.
I saw my parents sitting beside my bed. They looked worried. They told me that my body went
As they
into
should
shock.
be.
It needed 3 days to recover. I went back to school hoping that Sierra would apologize to me, but instead,
Why do their faces just change into like these weird old men?
she spread rumors about me, saying that I was a gold digger and I was her best friend because she used to give me expensive gifts.
What?
I don't know what she told Hudson, but he too believed the lies she told.
hate her.
He only sent a message saying, "We are no longer together." I was enraged.
I was enraged. What's up with the faces?
I needed to take revenge. I knew that Sierra took pride in her long blonde hair. She took really good
Interesting.
care of it. So while she was in sports class, I replaced her shampoo with a similar bottle that had hair removal cream.
You go, girl.
When she took a shower later and got out, she was half bald. I heard her
Good.
loud scream coming from the girls' bathroom.
Good.
She was hysterical and came
I'm not
straight to
condoning
me
this,
and
but
threatened
good.
me. "You'll pay for this." I was so happy seeing her go ballistic. All the other students just laughed at her crazy. Unfortunately,
yeah.
I couldn't stay and enjoy that view. The principal called me to his office and I was expelled.
So Sierra's allowed to murder her, attempted to murder, but she's not allowed to like make her a little bored. Seems unfair.
I couldn't care less. I told my parents that I didn't want to live there anymore, and we decided to move to Florida because it was warm all year round. I moved to a new school and I kept a low radar. I didn't make any real friends, and I kept the
wanna
secret
move
to
to
myself.
Florida.
But Sierra's rumor stuck with me. I wasn't a gold digger.
No, you weren't. You know, I've had people say similar things to me before, but you know the truth.
And graduated. And then I studied finance and business administration in college.
Heck yeah, you
And
get
I started
rich.
my own company at 23 years old. It was not long until I became one of the youngest successful women in the country. But I always had to be careful. I managed
awesome.
my work from home because I hated air conditioners. My employees always wanted to have a meeting with me, but I couldn't. Most of the time I had online business meetings, and if I had to go, I would wear clothes that looked ridiculous.
Sounds like quarantine.
I became rich, and I was able to help my parents quit their jobs and retire.
Epic!
I didn't have the courage to date other men
Stupid Kiera
because of
ruined
what
your
happened with
life.
Hudson. But then I met Zane. We met at a business
Zane.
conference for young entrepreneurs. The conference was in Hawaii, which was perfect for me,
That is epic.
and sunbathed without getting into the water. So one afternoon,
I know they're meant to be abs, but it kind of looks like he has like teats, like a cow.
and asked, "Are you afraid of the water?" I looked at him suspiciously and asked with a cautious tone, "What do you mean?" But he simply said, "I've been watching you for a couple of days and you never seem to go in."
I've been watching you for a couple of days. It's never something you want to hear from anyone.
The water is lovely, you know. I immediately took a deep breath. His comment was innocent, and for the first time,
His comment was innocent. What?
I said, "I can't. If I go in there, I might die." Zane was shocked
Why do their faces just... What?
and interested in hearing the whole story. So I told him. He was so compassionate towards me. We ended up talking
Heck
all
yeah,
afternoon
Zane.
and then spending all of our time together. We started dating for a
Aw.
while, and then we got married. I was so
Heck
happy with the
yeah.
way things turned out. I thought I finally had my happy ending. I was
but-
rich, I had everything I needed, and I had a loving husband who really cared for me.
But-
But then I woke up one night to
But
drink
then-
some water, and I noticed that Zane wasn't next to me. And before I got to the kitchen,
Oh, no.
I heard his voice coming from his office. "It's not the right time yet. She's totally in love with me, but I need more time until she trusts me with her money." I
What?
felt like an elephant sat on my chest.
How do you till she trusts me with her money? Like, oh, we're dating now, I'm gonna give you all of my money. Yes, that's how it works.
Was Zane
Zane really do be like,
planning something behind my back? I heard his footsteps, so I rushed back to my bed and pretended to be asleep.
she's fully clothed. Who goes to bed dressed like that?
But my heart was pounding. The next day, I acted like everything was okay.
I would not be able to do that.
Usual, and I
Yep, they eat burgers for breakfast.
even kissed him goodbye. But as soon
Uh-huh.
as he left the house, I called a private detective and asked him to investigate Zane. And what
Heck
I
yeah.
found was shocking.
What?
Zane
Tell
was
me.
Sierra's personal assistant. She was in the conference in Hawaii.
So you're telling me that this girl, who she hasn't seen since she was 16, has not let go of this, even though she stole her boyfriend? What more do you want, Sierra?
And saw me there. And when she knew that I became richer than her, she teamed up with Zane so they could rob me, or at least get half of my fortune when we got a divorce. I couldn't believe that Sierra
Interesting.
still held a grudge after all these years. I also felt sick to my stomach. The only man that I invited to my life wanted to hurt me.
I don't really have any words apart from Sierra sounds terrible.
I was so in love with him that for a second I thought that I could convince him to forget about Sierra and to stay with me. But I was smarter than that. So I took all the evidence that the detective collected and I hired a lawyer. I had to divorce him.
Facts! You do that and keep your money because you know what's never gonna leave you? Money. Well, I mean it could, but that's your own fault. You know what will leave you? Probably a man. Just saying.
Zane was shocked when he saw the divorce papers.
He was shocked.
He get a penny from me because I threatened him that if he asked for money, I would send all the evidence to the police and he would be in jail.
Heck
As for
yeah.
Sierra, I
He's
threatened
going
her
to
with the
jail.
same thing. I told her that if she ever tried to mess with me again, I would ruin her life. Sierra
Oh,
was
yeah.
terrified by the idea of jail,
Uh-huh.
and she paid me $2
Me
million
too.
to keep my mouth shut.
Me
I
too.
sold the house Zane and I used to live in, and I went to live with my parents so I could raise my child in peace.
Child? What?
I was pregnant with a baby girl. I called her
Interesting.
Amy. I was
Amy.
thrilled when I had her. Amy was so beautiful.
Why has Amy got the head of a 40-year-old woman?
Zane's eyes and chin, but unfortunately, she had my disease.
Ugh.
We found that out when she turned
this
7
again.
years old. I cried my eyes out that day. She was playing with her friends outside. One of them opened the plastic water pipe and aimed it at her. The water was cold, and she soon developed a rash. Her friends started screaming when they saw her. I rushed outside and I held her in my arms and took her to the hospital. A
This
nice
is rough.
doctor treated her. I explained to him her condition.
And then they get married. Come on, give us something good. This story is like, it gets better and then it takes it away from you.
He calmed me down. He told me to get out of the room so he could treat her. Luckily, 2 hours later, the doctor got out and assured me that Amy had made it.
Why would she die from that?
I let out a sigh of relief and I thanked the doctor who couldn't take his eyes off me.
I knew it!
And on our last day in the hospital, he came over to me and said, "I kind of need to see Amy more. Can I visit her? Or would you prefer telling me more about her?"
Seems illegal, but I
felt butterflies in my stomach.
quite literally.
It had been 7 years since I went out with any man, so I said yes. 2 days later, I took Amy and went to meet the doctor in the park. We decided that it would be more fun if the first date was a fun one. Amy also needed to breathe fresh air. But while we were playing with her on the sand, I noticed that someone was watching me from afar. I looked closely, and it was Zane.
You know, there's only like 20 seconds left of this story, and I really want to know like where this is going, but I have no idea how this is gonna turn out.
He was looking back and forth between Amy and me. I knew that he figured out that Amy was his. You see, I never told him that I was pregnant.
Good.
I grabbed Amy's hands abruptly and apologized to the doctor, who looked confused with my strange behavior. I went home, and I immediately booked 2 flight tickets to California. I will never let him take my child.
I have a lot of questions. This whole thing went from 0 to 100, and okay. Well, I hope you had fun watching whatever that was. Let me know if you want more of this. Okay, bye!